What's up, shitters? Today I'm going to be chatting about the JOJO game that came out in a beta recently. That was invite only, and I was lucky enough to get into it, which I was like, wow, so amazing, because I'm a huge fan of JOJO. Um, I've watched all the anime, and I've read all chapters of the manga, except there might be a new one out, because I saw some people on Twitter talking about how there's a lion in the new chapter, and I haven't read that yet, so I think there might be a new chapter out, which will be exciting to read, because Part 9 story is amazing. Um, I will have to say it is my favorite part so far, and that might be recency bias, but I don't know. Part 8 was so good. The only issue was its villain was kind of iffy, but Howler in Part 9 did a pretty good job, but hopefully he isn't the main villain. I really, really hope he has a redemption arc and becomes, like, not so evil and kind of helps. But we'll have to see. Because, I mean, that's the Part 4 fan in me talking where I'm like, I hope this guy becomes good and joins the team. Because that happened all the time in Part 4. Like, I don't think really anyone died unless they were murdered by Kira. Um, but most people were evil and then they joined. Like Rohan was super fucking evil. Like I don't know if he had Heaven's Door before interacting with these kids, but I don't know like who would get a stand like that and think, I need to lure kids into my house and rip out their memories. Bit weird, I would have to say. But on to the main thing, video. Not me being a JoJo fan, but the game. I would say the gameplay itself is the worst part of it. The animations are great. The presentation of the game is amazing. All the artwork looks great. The models are amazing. Um, the whole animations for opening, doing the gotcha system, which, oh my god, I love the way they did it. I was thinking before it came out with my friend, I was chatting, I was like, imagine it's like, depending on the part or depending on the thing, you get different ones. Like I was thinking like discs for part 6 because of Pucci and his ability to remove stands like that or stuff like that. But I think the little poker match that they do is super fun. And I think it's cool that the card, the hand in poker determines the rarity of the cards that you get. So the better the score, the better the pulls. Um, I will say it is a bit weird the characters they've chosen. Like some of them are cool that they're in a game you've never been able to play before because it's like random villains from part 1 who are vampires or zombies or whatever. And it's like, I mean, they're cool to there, but right now in the beta, there's some like huge omissions from the cast, and I would say some pretty big people in the JoJo like world, like Dio, none of the game. It's probably because they're going to do an event with him. It would make sense. He's one of the bigger names in the game. I know Kira isn't because he's my favorite. Rohan, like most people from Part 4 aren't in there, which makes sense because, as I said, they're like little side characters who are in the city. Like Cinderella, she isn't there. Um, and also, I will apologize for being you might be like LARPer, but I remember more stand names than I do the people names because I will admit it is a bit weird to learn Japanese names because they just don't stick in my head. I'm awful with names. But like Harvest and his dude, like the weird little kid with, uh, he's in the game. I got him on like my first pull, which was cool because I like him. I can't remember his name though. But him and Harvest are in the game. I will also say one really cool thing is the amount of detail that they have. Because I thought it was funny when I got Red Hot Chili Pepper, and I was thinking this guy doesn't actually ever fight in the anime or manga. He sends out his stand, and going into my first battle, he drops a speaker, and then Red Hot Chili Peppers comes out of the speaker, and then he just like runs up to the corner of the stage and just stands there because he doesn't actually do anything. Um, so I thought that was fun. And that's the thing I like about it the most is the amount of detail is amazing, and I do even know that in the promotions they're like, oh, Mista's fourth shot does less damage because 4 is unlucky, and depending on the heat level for forgot the stand's name, but the one that makes you old, will affect how much damage it does in battle. So you compare it with people like Weather Report to like drop the temperature or Pet Shop with these ice attacks, which is cool. Um, but I mean, I think the worst part of it all is the gameplay is just not that good. And I think my friend said it best, and he was the main one who got me into JoJo and made me a huge fan. Um, but he said it's like Raid Shadow Legends, and that actually made me really sad because I was really hopeful for this game. Um, and I was thinking like it would be amazing if the battle system was kind of like Zenless Zone Zero, where you pick your character and you use their abilities and you fight like that, kind of like the arcade battle royale one that they have. Because I think that for a JoJo game would be like the pinnacle of what you could do. I mean, fighting games are great, but they're fighting games, and JoJo works really good in fighting games because it's a fighting story. All of them are based off abilities and fights, so that it ties well together. Um, but this game is just kind of boring, I would say, because the gameplay is just sit there and watch them fight for you, and then click buttons for abilities, which is just Cookie Run Kingdom. But Cookie Run Kingdom has like the city building aspect of it, um, and that's fun. But with this, it's like really pretty menus, a lot of quest buttons, and then you play a game mode that's just protect this person or fight for this long or kill everyone on screen. And it might be more fun when there's bigger strategy and like a higher level of enemies, because right now I'm only playing the start because I just started the game. But the character levels aren't like my character levels are 15, and I'm kind of breezing through battles, and everyone's dying really quick, which might be because I'm just too high level because they're giving me so many resources. I guess because it's the beta. So I'll have to wait and see when the game comes out how the story is, because right now they only have Golden Wind and all that. So I have high hopes, but my biggest fear is because it is a mobile game that's live service, it is reliant entirely on how many whales will come in to spend all their money on this game. And if they don't see the returns really quickly, they might pull the plug. And I know this game's been in development since like earliest announcement things for it were 2021. So it's been being made for a hot minute, and you can tell in the presentation and all that, but I'm just fearful for its future. But I definitely think it has good potential, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Thank you for watching this little. This is one of those shorter videos that I want to do to help like do more content, and it's easier for me because it's lower effort, and because I'm a bum, I don't do much. I have all this time in the day, and then I'm like, man, I wish I made a video, but I never do. So hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I love y'all.